Welcome. I know it's been a while since I did a podcast series, but guess what? I'm coming back strong with a new location, so to speak. Today's show is going to be very brief. I've been in school, which I have stated in the past, and this term, I want to thank my success coach, Coach Ryan. You're the best. Thank you so much. He worked with changing me from night to day, and it's amazing because I had to get my UX design out the way. Now I'm attending two schools at one time, so give you some clarity. Today I want to talk about critical thinkers. In our day society, we don't have many critical thinkers that we should have in our society. We just don't need 100,000. What's the population of the United States? We need 60% of that population, or better, 80%, to be critical thinkers. And when you say critical thinkers, it's a big subject when you talk about that. But I'm going to break down the three terms within that subject. First, what I learned this term also is that argument. It's not necessarily an argument between two people, but when two sides make their statements. Oftentimes when you see people making statements, they just say their side of the argument. They don't allow a rebuttal. Okay, and when you start doing that, that reminds me of the days when my grandparents told me about the civil rights. They were making their arguments and they were shutting people down from making their rebuttal. And over time, people always, back in the day, uprise every civilization because people just don't have that. You state your side of things, don't necessarily mean it's true. Okay, so let's get down to what I'm going to talk about today. The three things within critical thinking, and we're going to wrap this podcast up. Three things: logos, pathos, and let's get down to logos. Okay? It's going to be ethos, pathos, and logos. Okay, ethos means credibility. That means somebody who may be an expert at a subject. And oftentimes when people make their argument, they will bring in an expert to shore up what they are saying. That don't necessarily mean it's true, because experts do make mistakes as well, and sometimes experts are even used or tell a lie. The second one is pathos, which means emotions. A lot of commercials use pathos. When you listen to a political debate, a lot of time in a political debate they use pathos because it deals with emotion. You want to get onto the emotion of people, and that would drive people to vote. We often use that to get with people's emotions to get some type of agreement on our argument. It's not mean it's necessarily right. And the last is logos, logic. When you hear these arguments, you got to use logic. And so what I did is, for myself, I've been having people saying statements about me that's not true. So since I took this critical thinking class, I decided to sit down for a month and just listen. But when I went through this, I stopped and decided to become a critical thinker. Take 30 days just to listen to what they said about me. Okay? And if you've never done that before you jump on somebody, become a critical thinker. Sit down and listen to what their argument is about you. A lot of times those arguments are lies. But guess what? Sit down anyway. Then after I sat down, I listened to everything that they had to say, all the gossip, which is basically, you understand, gossip is just stuff that people say is not true. And I listened to all of that. Then I took an extra week just to meditate on it. And I come to the conclusion, everything is going so great in my life right now because of that. There was people sitting back in the cut watching that's blessing me. So don't ever think because people are saying things about you that you won't get a blessing from it. I want you to become a critical thinker. We need more critical thinkers in my country in the United States. Right now, it's like a lot of zombies are out there, and people are not thinking, and that's the problem. Okay? So before I close this session up, this podcast event up, I had a friend of mine, asking me about what's going on with ICE in Atlanta, and I'm gonna wrap that up with this today. I told him I didn't have a dog in that fight because my grandparents did what they had to do. You know, they went through the bombings, the hangings, all that brutal activity. They did what they had to do to bring about the changes in the world that we have today. For whoever here is in this nation, whoever came here, and they've been here for a long time, making a lot of money, and didn't decide to go through the proper protocol to get themselves where they need to be, that's not for me to jump in to. You want that, you're going to have to get there and march yourself. You're going to have to do what my grandparents did. You're going to have to put boots on the ground if you want that so badly. My job is just sit back here, look at my community, which is got problems right now, and try my best to fix it. And I'm just one man. There's many people like me, and thank God for them. Let's make one little subtle difference in our community. And I'm not talking about rap music or any of this thing. When I say that, people say, oh, rap music, this and no. I'm talking about the structure of our community that need to be changed. So I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to leave you with this today. And you know what I always close with. I am Maxx Walker-Bolton, and this is a Chamblee moment.